What is up, everybody? Welcome back to WiiTalk, where we talk about games. I am Curtis Russell, and I'm accompanied by my co-host of this channel, Niall Edwards. What's happening, homie?
I had a mouthful of water. Hello. I thought, that's me in a nutshell. It's again, I feel like I should point this out every episode. It's like 25 past 1 a.m. here, because time zones are
terrible.
They're the worst.
They're the worst.
So, I'm really.
But I got a theme though.
One.
I got a theme though, because you know what? I got my English tea out right now. Like I'm really supporting you right now. I got the English tea out right now. Niall, man. The first thing, matter of fact, we can hit on the first bit of news that you did send me over Twitter, because that's how we communicate. Overwatch on Switch.
Yep.
It's gonna run at 30 FPS, right? We're probably hearing it's gonna run at 30 FPS.
Yeah, I think that's the pretty solidified number we've heard from a bunch of different sources.
Right.
I don't think it's gonna be. It's definitely a knockback. The 30 frames per second. It's nothing like it's gonna be noticeable compared to the Xbox One and PS4 being on 60,
even on
like
PC.
the PC version getting up to like 200 sometimes.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be noticeable, but I feel like it should be alright. Like it shouldn't be a major setback when actually playing online. Like it shouldn't ruin your chances. So I'm optimistic.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see if that stays at a consistent 30 frames per second, because a lot of games on the Switches will drop heavily, which has been happening with the game that we're going to be talking about later. For me personally. But,
right.
So yeah.
There's a few things I like about Overwatch coming to Switch. You do have the option. I don't know if they have the option per se right now, but you do have the option there for crossplay, which I'm always for crossplay because it's for the consumer, so I'm always for that. You also, I think that the issue is you can't transfer your progression, and I think that's going to be an issue for a lot of people that sank in hours upon hours on Overwatch. So it's like, well, why should I get it for Switch? Because if you look at the stats, 70% of Switch owners are PlayStation 4 owners, so I'm pretty sure they played Overwatch on PlayStation 4 or on another console. So a lot of the time, Switch is like a secondary system. It's an amazing system, but a lot of times, like I think, you have an Xbox, right? Or do you have a PlayStation?
I have a PS4, yeah.
Yeah, PS4. You have a Switch also, and like I have a PlayStation 4, a PC, and a Switch. So I don't really know who's really gonna be on there. Like I'm trying to think of like really the situation, like who's really, like if you never played it and you're just like, I just want to play Overwatch anywhere, then you'll get it. It's kind of like the Witcher situation. You kind of get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel like, first of all, that's like the first time that I've heard that you can't transfer your account like data and your levels from the other console versions, which is actually like, that's a bit of a bummer. But
yeah,
I feel like the major appeal of it for me is I played it like when it was coming out, like must have been 3-4 years ago now. Played it with mates all the time. It's an absolutely great time, and I feel like I don't want to play it on the PlayStation anymore, because like re-downloading games on the PlayStation can always be a bit of a hassle, because you've got to delete stuff. So with having Overwatch on Switch, yes, the Switch has a very small storage space, but they've also managed to condense it to like a pretty small file.
Right.
So just being able to have that on the Switch,
that could be a reason why.
On the Switch, yeah, and I have more games on the Switch than I do the PlayStation.
Wow.
But I've never had to delete a game from the Switch so I can download another one, which I have to do pretty much every time I get a new game for the PS4. It's crazy.
Nice. I think, that is a good reason why somebody could move over. Maybe it's like, I just don't have enough memory on the PlayStation 4. The thing about it is, if you're listening and you have a PlayStation 4 and you're having this issue, I'm going to tell you right now, external hard drives, they are absolute lifesavers. I mean, I have one, it's 4 terabytes, and it goes right into my PlayStation, and I have never had to think about ever, I think I got it during the time Red Dead came out, so like Red Dead automatically was like almost 100 gigs, so I didn't even have to think about those gigs. I just automatically got it. I just been downloading those free games that we get every month on PlayStation left and right. Like, I don't even care. I'll get to them when I can. But yeah, external hard drives. Now, really, like, you have Amazon, right?
Yeah, I do.
I'd look into it, man. It's really
Yeah.
awesome. It's really
Right, I
awesome.
100% got to go in on one of those at some point, man.
Yeah. So, are you getting Overwatch on Switch?
Uh, probably.
Probably. That's great. I'm still in the air about because I don't know. I want to get these games for Switch, but I'm like, am I really gonna put the time in? Like, I really would want to put the time in because I never played this. This will be like my second time ever playing Overwatch. So I'm like, if you're on there, me and you can definitely link up and do some
Yeah, that'd be a
gameplay
good
for it.
video.
That'd be legit.
Yeah. So should we pass this back and forth and move on to the next bit of news?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Cyberpunk 2077 is going to be getting an online mode, which will release as like a free DLC after they've finished working on the single player DLC.
So when you're
that's
saying
insane.
online, you're saying like multiplayer, right? So we're talking.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're thinking about the same thing because I think I talked about this on the Soul Dojo podcast when I was like, when I heard about the news of it, and I was like, I'm not too sure about that because I really wanted Cyberpunk to be solely a single player experience. And I just wanted that story to myself. And like, I didn't really know how a multiplayer experience was going to work in that kind of game. And I know we're talking about a company that I really, really love, but I think the best thing about it is like maybe having a multiplayer aspect to the game will bring in more people because the guy that I work with on the Soul Dojo, he's a multiplayer kind of person. So like he was like, wow, if it's multiplayer, then I get to play with you. Like that's all that kind of matters. So I guess it's a good thing, but ultimately I think we gotta wait and see what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I also, because I felt very much the same way about Red Dead. Like I didn't really want a Red Dead online, and I didn't really feel the need for it, and it didn't feel like it sort of fit with the sort of game that Red Dead 2 was gonna be. But I played a bit of it. It's not for me, but it's there, and people seem to enjoy it. So, like, if it helps the game reach more people, like that great game, then that's all there is to it, I suppose.
I don't know when you played Red Dead Online, but to me, when I play Red Dead Online, there's a lot of things that I take into account with it. Red Dead Online feels, I look at it as almost its own entity. I don't even look at it as Red Dead Redemption 2. So I don't know how my brain is kind of shifted to like these things are completely different. Like I don't know why. I don't know if they did something with the gameplay that messed with me. And also it seems like the speed of the game picks up a little bit. And what I do like about Red Dead Online is like it's a lot better than GTA Online. Like it's a little bit, it is, even though I just talked about how more quicker it is than Red Dead Redemption 2, but it's a lot slower than GTA Online. And sometimes it feels like I kind of forget that I'm in a multiplayer setting, like I'm in a server, because sometimes you won't see people for hours and you're just doing your thing, you're hunting and stuff. So like I do like Red Dead Online, but I look at it a little bit like its own entity compared to Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah, I definitely see that. Yeah. I see where you're coming from with that. I guess for me it was just like, because also like I played like the first like 20-ish minutes where you do like a little tutorial thing.
Yeah.
And it was like very on rails, and I know it definitely like opened up and you can sort of go open world and do your own thing, just like in the normal game. But it was just, it felt like I was playing a worse version of Red Dead, when I could literally press like the B button and just be playing Red Dead. So I just, it wasn't for me personally. It wasn't what I was looking for.
Okay, so what do you think about Cyberpunk then? Getting this?
First of all, I'm 100% getting Cyberpunk 2077.
Absolutely,
like not a shred of doubt in my mind.
Yeah.
Will I go in for the online mode? I'll probably check it out. Again, I don't think I'm gonna like go too deep into it because online modes aren't really my sort of things. I like online games, but online modes in campaign story-driven games just don't really sit well with me sometimes. But I'm happy it's there for the people who want it, I guess.
Yeah, and you know what? You wrote down it will be released after they've completed the single player DLC. So from what I'm hearing from CD Projekt Red, it's multiple. Is it multiple paid DLC that's coming? Because first of all, you're gonna get DLC. No, it's expansions. So are you talking about expansions or are we talking about DLC? Because I know the DLC is gonna be free. All the DLC is free, but the expansions you're gonna pay for. So are you talking about the expansions?
I don't know, like genuinely, but surely if it's an online mode, that's gonna be free. Like,
Oh yeah, that would be free. Yeah, I just didn't know because like if you get them after the expansions, we're gonna have a lot of solo play until we even touch multiplayer. You kind of get what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I definitely. I don't think it's gonna be for like a solid like maybe even a year after launch potentially, because they're gonna have to. Because from the way they worded it and from the article I read, it doesn't even seem like they've started working on the multiplayer yet, and they've got to like build up that infrastructure,
right,
and create basically a whole new game from that. So I don't think we'll be seeing it till at least like early 2021.
I would be happy with that, especially if it's decent online play. Like if it's decent, you know.
Oh yeah.
I just want a good story from this game, and I think we're definitely gonna get that. I mean, if you look at the recent gameplay trailers, yeah, people have problems with like the graphics or whatever, but to be honest, it looks great. It looks like they fully are breaking down all the walls when it comes to customization. Except, have you heard about the whole third person thing?
A little bit, but not completely.
So apparently, like there won't be any like there. Well, there's gonna be small bits, but it's not gonna be. You're not gonna see a lot of your player, and I just think it's kind of weird, and it's a weird decision because you break down all the barriers when it comes to customization of your character, and you let us literally do anything and have this deep customization, but we don't see our character enough. So it's kind of weird to me that they would go that way.
Yeah, I feel like if you're like making one of the most open and free character creators yet, to then sort of go, and then you see a character for like 15 minutes, like that's not great. But also, that's probably the fact that you don't see your character too much is probably why the character creation has been able to be so open, because they don't have to worry as much about like it fitting with the tone of the game or how it's going to work in like combat. And if it's just in like cutscenes mostly, they can sort of work around that, I guess.
Yeah.
Like hitboxes are definitely affected a lot with customizable characters, which can make like, depending on what you do, it can really mess up your game experience. So it takes a good company to execute it, and I do think CD Projekt Red are a good enough company to execute it well. And I think if you look at the game, I think they've put so much effort into everything else that the fact that you don't get to see your character much is sort of like a downside that we have to just sort of maybe accept.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't really like how many people come after this company as if they haven't been doing this right for so long. You should probably harness that energy and throw it towards people like Electronic Arts, Activision.
Yeah, definitely.
You should probably do that. But it was funny on Twitter, the guy was like, no, like you'll be able to see your character like in the reflection of mirrors and stuff. And I'm like, what the hell? No. Yeah. Do you want to move on to again in the comments? Let us know what you think about Cyberpunk 2077 and probably the possibility of it getting a multiplayer, or I guess it is getting multiplayer. You want to move on to what is this? The Nintendo patent?
Yeah, the Joy-Con one. So do you want to lead this one?
No, you got it, man. You got it.
All right. So Nintendo this month filed a patent for a Joy-Con that has a hinge in it, like a hinge.
Right.
It's so weird. Like it bends.
Yeah.
But like
I don't get.
Not even smoothly though. Like it's just like a snap.
Yeah, and now you're gonna have to throw this on the screen. So when you edit,
I'll be on there for the YouTube.
Yeah, definitely for the YouTube, but for the Spotify people, we're just gonna have to try to. I mean, it's like.
I'll end up putting the link in the description. You can find it.
Perfect. Well, like I don't get what is it for? What game are you gonna be playing like this?
I think it might be for maybe VR stuff because there was. We'll get to this later, but there was another VR patent filed that's like outside of Labo for Nintendo, but we'll get to that in a minute.
Okay.
But maybe for VR, maybe for. I genuinely don't know. Yeah, people have said comfort. It doesn't look
That
comfortable.
doesn't look that looks like my wrists are gonna be done.
Yeah, it looks so. How do you? People were moaning that the Joy-Con were causing like hand cramps before. You've got to like tilt the back half of your hand
Yeah,
45
exactly.
degrees.
Exactly.
It
So
just looks painful.
so for the people on Spotify, it's basically like the left Joy-Con is like bent back, like right above the top directional pad, like top directional button, and then what is that? The A and B or X and Y whatever buttons are like snap back also.
Yeah. Well, but basically, think about if a door had a baby with a Nintendo Switch, and that's what it looks like. That's that's what this is. It
I
doesn't look good.
No, it doesn't look cool. I don't know about that. I don't know about this.
And also, the chances of this actually happening, like Nintendo file patents for stuff all the time,
Yeah.
and very rarely do they come through. But you also have to have like this sort of element of you that goes, oh yeah, this could be legit. Because if you look at some of the patents that filed when the Switch was being rumored and it was called the NX, and there was one that Eurogamer leaked, that was literally identical to what the Switch then became.
Wow.
Like it, so you've got to take them with both a pinch of salt, but also with some certainty and go, okay, this could be legit.
Well, like you were explaining, you got to kind of know your history too with Nintendo, like you were explaining there. Like I didn't know half of that, so now I get to. I really try to stay away from like rumored stuff. I really try my best. Like the GTA rumors are just laughable, but especially like prototypes of like consoles, I'm like, you guys are getting all hurt up and beat up about the wrong things. But this I don't know. I bet you when it comes out and we understand what it's about, I bet you it's gonna work out.
I bet the opposite. So next piece of news.
It's rarely
Nintendo.
we disagree. It's rarely we disagree.
Yeah. I just think it looks dark. Like I don't even know what it'd be used for.
Mm-hmm.
And also, like, if you look at like a door hinge, there's like this big metal bump. So like it's gonna not. This isn't anything. Why it? I don't understand it. I don't know. Maybe you're seeing something that I'm just not. But
it's when I look at like, I remember when the PlayStation 4 first came out, and I was like, "What the heck is this pad for? Like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life."
And it still is.
It is because like I mean in the beginning like they were using it for cool stuff like you can draw on it or whatever and it would like show up on the screen. A lot of like infamous Second Son had a lot of interactive PlayStation controller crap, but it's like, and then the light on the back of it, I'm like, dude, you're draining all my crap. It's stupid. Like I don't know. And then at the end of the day, it just kind of works. I guess we just kind of get used to it. So that's what I'm thinking. Like maybe we'll find a use for it and we'll enjoy it at some point.
Well, I guess the PS4 touchpad over time just like became the select button instead. Like you tap it once and it opens up a menu.
That's
you
so
don't really
true.
do like any of the like touchpad stuff with it anymore. It's just a bigger button. So maybe I don't know. This Joy-Con will become just a staple of gaming, and I will be proved wrong.
Or it's probably gonna break so many wrists for no reason.
Oh yeah. Someone's gonna try and like, because it's got a hinge. You'd assume that you can like turn it from normal to the angle version. So someone's gonna like open it too fast, and the Joy-Con's just gonna snap in half.
Just like the noise you just made.
Yeah, I elbowed my water bottle. But,
dude, it sounded like a snap too. I was like, "Oh, do you have it?" Like,
I just snapped a DS over my knee. But Nintendo, in like the same big sort of, because there was this massive release of like 50 different Nintendo patents. So these are like the two that have stuck out. They've also filed a patent for basically the Nintendo the Nintendo Labo VR headset, but plastic, so like a solid version. Which, yeah, please. That's all I have to say. Like, make it
Make it
happen.
happen. Hey, is Labo really cardboard though? You have one, right?
No, I don't. But it is literally just like cardboard and some elastic bands.
Okay, so the plastic one is a little bit durable. So
Well, like also the way it's like literally when Labo was first announced, I was thinking like on sites like Etsy and like homemade stuff like that, people would be like making even when it was like the robot suit, they'd be making like 3D printed versions,
wow.
and they never came out, like they never happened. And I thought that was such like an uncapitalized market to make like plastic versions of the Labo stuff. So I'm not sure if this is going to literally be just a plastic Labo thing and it's got all the Labo games and it literally is just a replacement for Labo, or if it's going to be like a fully dedicated
Hmm.
Nintendo VR headset. And like
Right.
Labo was them testing the waters with it a little bit.
Yeah. I wish I would have. I would like to be honest. I wish I talked more about Labo, but I haven't jumped into that VR world yet. I just haven't. I haven't. I'm just okay with the controller right now, and I haven't jumped into that world yet.
I would say I'm not massive into VR, but I will say that I Astrobot Rescue Mission is a PS4 VR game, and it is in my top 10 games of all time.
Oh my
That
goodness.
game is just incredible, and it makes VR, it gives VR a reason to exist rather than just like you're playing a game and you can move your head. Like
Hmm.
it dedicates itself to VR, and it works.
Yeah.
It's literally it's the Super Mario 64 moment of VR where just like everything clicks and you're like, oh wow, I know what VR is now. I see what the use for it is. It is incredible. I cannot recommend it enough.
I definitely got to try it out. That got to be my first VR game then, because the game that I noticed that was apparently it's really good on VR was like Resident Evil 7, but I'm like, yeah, that's too scary.
Yeah, I don't think I could. I
Did
don't
they
think I
put
could.
PT on VR? Did they do that? Or am I tripping?
I They could have.
That might be a
Seems like
nightmare I
it'd
might be
work.
having. Like, I just had a nightmare of that, and like, I'm just like, I wonder if they put PT on VR.
Yeah, I'd love it if it turned out that was like genuinely like a reoccurring thing you had, and you just didn't
And I
realize.
didn't realize it like that.
You wake up every night in like a sweat.
Oh
No,
God. Turn,
it's happening.
look behind you. If you guys ever played PT is so scary. So scary.
I've never gone in, but I kind of want to just to torture myself.
No, you should. No, it's good though. Like it takes place in in a hallway. Like it takes like the game is like if you know exactly what you're doing. I want to say the game takes 20 minutes to beat. It takes place in one
Jeez.
hallway.
Wow.
Yes. It takes place in a hallway and you have to figure out or you're basically listening about a murder that's happened and like there's like people talking to you and like baby fetuses and sinks and crap and like
Jeez, what
yeah,
the hell?
it's Hideo Kojima, so it's scary.
Oh yeah, of course
Yeah.
it's him.
As soon as
Of
I said
course
that, it's
it's
like
him.
oh
Yeah, okay, I understand that. That man is a enigma. Like
yeah.
he's a big question mark.
You was you was like that man is and I was like, what is he about to say?
We're cutting that out. That's the noise.
I was like, oh
No.
God, okay, he said that. Good.
Also, it's like it's 10 to 2. My speech is starting to slur, so we need to be careful what we're saying here, boy.
I was like, oh, I don't think that makes him that, but okay.
No. Just to clarify, in case anyone didn't quite catch that, I said enigma,
Yeah.
as in a mystery.
A mystery, exactly. A phenomenon type thing. Yeah. Okay. Banjo. You know what isn't racist is Banjo and Kazooie in Smash.
Banjo is in Smash,
Yeah.
and he is immediately my main. Like I've played him,
Oh.
and he's everything I look for in a Smash character, just straight off the bat.
So is it? He's out now, right? Like he like came out during the Nintendo Direct, right?
He came out like that night, and
Yeah.
it was like just yep, him and Sans are available now, and it's like whoa, okay.
Have you been playing with them?
Yeah, I've been playing as them both, and Sans is just like a Mii Fighter costume, so it's the same moveset.
Yeah, that's what I
But
was
playing
thinking.
as Sans in Smash and seeing it is like one of the most incredible things. I don't even like Undertale, and I'm there having the time of my life because of it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I can only imagine like someone who loves Undertale and loves Smash having that happen and just being so blown
Yeah.
away by it. And then Banjo just plays incredibly. Like his move set is, it's powerful, but not. He's not overpowered. He's not to the point where like if you're playing against a mate and your mate picks Banjo, you don't like start yelling at him for just picking like a not fun character to try and go against Incineroar because he'll just destroy
Incineroar
you.
is absolutely a beast. Like he just you can spam that rope move where he throws you into like the ropes and then
Yes, his
oh
side B.
god Lord Jesus. um no, I
Well,
think Banjo
Banjo,
is a big. I don't think kids like people really realize like Banjo is really a big character to bring into Smash. Like he had his
oh yeah,
series is like basically one of the most legendary. Like his first game, like Banjo Kazooie, is one of the best games, on the 64. So really big character to come to Smash.
yeah, definitely. As for his moveset, his side B is like it's probably his most powerful move,
Mm-hmm.
and they definitely realize. Like, I would say Banjo's side B and his smash attack could be like swapped, and no one would really be able to tell.
Mm-hmm.
But like, they limit it so that you can only do it like 5 times, and then it doesn't reset until you're KO'd. So
Yeah.
like, it's so powerful that they've had to limit the number of times you can do this move. And there's also
Dang.
like a lot of end lag on it because it will just obliterate your opponent.
Yeah.
So like they've had to like do as much as they can to sort of like debuff it in a
Mm-hmm.
way and try and like make it fair. And they've done a great job of that because you can't just spam the same move. It's not like PK Fire where someone will just spam it and you cannot do anything about it and
Right.
it just ends the match. Like he's
Right.
really well balanced. Sakurai's done an incredible job with it.
I need to get back into Smash. I've just been playing everything else that like after December, like there just wasn't enough Smash for me. Like I was just like, all right, I'm smashed out. I'm done.
Yeah, well, there's been so much this year. Like people, I think we talked about it either last week on the bonus one or on the episode before that. But there's not been a big Red Dead Redemption 2 moment this year.
No.
There's not been a massive Spider-Man or God of War or anything that's
Mm-hmm.
come out and shook the earth. But there's been, in terms of quantity, there's been a lot. Like
Yeah.
a lot.
A lot of really good. Like if you're, I think this year if you're in the gaming realm, I like to say if you're into games, you're gonna notice a lot of the good games that are coming out, like Code Vein and The Outer Worlds. But if you're like Red Dead, the Red Deads and the God of Wars and the Spider-Mans, those are gonna reach out more to the casuals too, as of the hardcore people, the people that really stick with gaming. So yeah, you're right. We don't have that release. Like we don't have the. I remember we had. What did we have that year? We had Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild, and then there was a game that came out later that year.
Yeah, well, like we had in that year, we had Breath of the Wild, Mario Odyssey,
Mario
Horizon
Odyssey,
Zero Dawn,
Horizon Zero Dawn.
a bunch of Switch stuff.
Yeah,
Like it was an insane. 2017 was an incredible year,
for
especially
gaming.
because it followed after like 2016,
Mhm.
where there was very very little,
Mhm.
and like we basically, I got 2016. We basically had like I think the Wind Waker port was that year, and then Doom
Yeah,
2016,
Doom.
and then
Mhm.
like nothing else.
Yeah, it was a very quiet. It was a very quiet year
Yeah.
that year, and then 2018. You of course you had the God of War. You had your big heavy hitters. You really did have some heavy
2018
hitters.
was incredible.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And you know what?
Um.
I would look at this year as actually pretty good too, because if you look at you got Borderlands. Hello, you got we got a Legend of Zelda game. We got a Mario game. We're gonna have the Outer Worlds come out. You're gonna have Code Vein come out, and I think pretty decent game for like smaller-ish kind of games.
There's been a lot of cool indie titles this
Mm-hmm.
year. And then
Double A
I don't really
wise,
think.
you had
Yeah.
a Remnant, and then you had Greedfall, which I haven't played yet. But the people who made Greedfall has made one of my most, I think it's the worst game I've played in a long time, and it's called
Oh
Bound by
God,
Flame.
I've not heard of that, but even the title sounds atrocious. Like it sounds like the most generic Bruce Willis in Bound by Flame. Like
Bound
it
by
sounds like that.
Flame. Get
What does that
the heck
even
out of
mean?
here. Get the heck out of here. So yeah, it should be. I think it's a decent year for gaming. I think there's a lot of. Oh yeah, Kingdom Hearts 3 this year.
Oh yeah,
You had
damn.
Sekiro, Shadows Die Twice. There was so many games that were really good this year.
I definitely feel like we're gonna get a bit of a gap next year. I mean, we have like Cyberpunk and Watch Dogs Legions, but like it's like the end of this year, and we don't really know much about anything that's happening next year.
What if? Okay, look.
So
So hear me out now. What if
okay,
we got? So what if we got We're getting Cyberpunk. We're getting.
yep.
What was the other game you said?
Watch Dogs Legion.
Watch Dogs Legion. You're hyped for that? You're that hyped for that?
I'm super excited for that. Like genuinely.
Is it because England is your city?
Yeah, yeah. As my man Nick Crompton says, England is my city. It's every day, bro. With the Watch Dogs Legions flow.
It's in London.
1:56 a.m.
It's in London. Watch Dogs Legions. I might pick that up, man. I might try that out. Watch Dogs
Yeah.
Legions. You got Cyberpunk. Watch Dogs Legions. But what if because there's gonna be an announcement on The Last of Us Part 2 coming up here on Tuesday. What if it comes out early next year? Do you think we're looking at another Legend of Zelda Mario Odyssey year?
Potentially.
Yeah.
I feel like it just needs like you need stuff to bookend the year, and it feels like a lot of it. And obviously, we're not even in the year yet, so we probably don't know what's coming at the end. But it feels like we should know by now at least one thing that we're getting like October, November, December time. And it seems like all the stuff is like at the start of the year, and then we've got nothing to sort of cap it off.
Well, we have the new consoles probably coming out, right?
Well, oh yeah, that's fair enough.
And I
'cause
think
Scarlet's Holiday 2020.
right, and I'm pretty sure what Scarlet will come out. I'm just gonna take a wild guess, November, and I'm pretty sure Halo Infinite's gonna be right behind that because it's a launch title.
I would say I agree with you. Yeah.
So if PlayStation can give you Ghost of Tsushima, maybe as a launch title.
Yeah.
So that would be pretty decent. The thing that worries me is like I'm gonna be so excited for Cyberpunk 2077. I'm gonna want to put so many hours into it, but then they're gonna drop these new consoles where I can't play it on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. Unless like, because the PS5 has backwards compatibility with PS4, so like, hopefully you can maybe like transfer your save data. But
oh yeah, it does have backwards compatibility. Okay, so I'm not as worried now, but yeah, hopefully you can transfer some kind of data. Yeah, hopefully you can transfer your data.
Yeah.
You don't want to spend that much time.
Well, speaking of next gen stuff, Square Enix, have you seen this video?
I was looking at it right now.
Yeah, they've released what their next gen graphics are gonna look like. It's insane. What they're doing.
Nuts, yeah. Ray tracing. Ray tracing is becoming a big thing, and I think ray tracing is really gonna change the game when it comes to console that.
Oh, that's the future of gaming, ray tracing.
It really is. Did you watch Minecraft with ray tracing? There's like a video of Minecraft. Looks nuts.
It looks insane, and I basically I ran it because you can do. I don't have like a powerful enough like Mac or PC or anything.
Yeah.
But there's that NVIDIA GeForce Now thing, which I'm not sure if you've seen much about that. But it's basically like you connect it to your Steam account, or you can like connect it with your Minecraft account or anything that's got like a huge host of games and stuff. So you own these games, but then you stream it from NVIDIA's graphics and like processing places, so you can get like insane 4K highest possible graphics settings on games with just like the worst computer as long as you have like a decent Wi-Fi connection.
Yeah.
And so I managed to run Minecraft with like shaders and ray tracing on, and it was by far the most incredible gaming experience I've had in the past year, like hands down.
Yeah, it looks amazing. It really does. Side note, the YouTube channel that we're looking at right now, I think this is the guy that was beating the heck out of the feminist woman in Red Dead Redemption.
Oh, the one that's got the Square Enix video.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know if it's the same one.
it's got like 900k
Yeah, I
subscribers.
don't know
So
if it's the same dude, but I said I've seen this channel before. No, it looks amazing. You can see a lot of the texture within the skin of this woman that we're looking at here. And
it looks a lot like what we've seen of some of Cyberpunk, which leads me to
yeah.
believe that maybe some of the trailers from Cyberpunk 2077 we've seen have been running on next gen hardware potentially.
Mm,
Like, I reckon because it's going to be like a GTA 5 situation where it comes out on like
yeah, yeah.
the PS4 and the PS5,
Right.
and same with the Xbox. So I reckon we'll definitely be getting Cyberpunk and like a version on the next gen because that game looks too good not to do it.
Yeah.
And I feel like some of the trailers we've gotten so far, they've got to have had at least some next gen graphics in them, or like very high end PCs that are the equivalent of what next gen graphics are going to be.
Right. Yeah. Looking at this video, yeah, you can see kind of like the glossiness in her eyes. Yeah, I mean this is nuts how good it looks. And like I bet you YouTube is messing it up a little bit. Like you're probably not getting exactly what it looks like on whatever hardware it's doing because YouTube can kind of dial it back. You can only do 60 frames per second, but
yeah, so it'll be like compressed and it'll be whatever, but honestly,
looks good.
It's looking good. So yeah, I'm very excited for the next gen.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll just have to wait and see what happens.
Are you really excited? Are you really Are you really though? Because like I still think the PlayStation 4 is new. I don't know why. I don't know. I feel like there's a whole bunch of people that are like me though. Like they're like, the PlayStation 4 is still kind of new to me. You know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't. I'm excited. I feel like I'm more like looking forward to it than I am excited for it. Like I'm not like buzzing, but I'm like,
yeah,
okay, let's do this. Like I'm ready now. It's time.
I feel like the PlayStation 4 like just recently came out, and it might be the mid console upgrades that we got. Maybe that's what.
Possibly.
Yeah, and
because it's been 6 years. Like it's
been that time, right? Yeah, it's been about that time. It's about to be 7 years, and that's when we get a new console. It just doesn't like when we got to the end of the 360 era. It was like, okay, yeah, 360 got to go. Like we knew, like it felt like it had to go. And
yeah, I feel like the jump between 360 and Xbox One and PS3 to PS4 was like, okay, they've done it as long as they can, but graphics are getting better. We need better hardware.
Yeah.
Whereas with this jump from PS4 to PS5 and one to Scarlet, it's like, okay, it's been 7 years. We need to do a new console. Let's see what we can do to push it, rather than it's necessary to upgrade now.
Mm-hmm.
Like they don't need to upgrade it, but they're thinking it's been that time.
Yeah.
We now have to find a way to upgrade it.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like maybe it's because it feels a bit forced.
Okay.
I'm excited to see what they do.
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
I'm excited to see some official PS5 stuff. Is the main thing.
I don't want to confuse nobody. No, I'm really excited for PlayStation 5 and Xbox One Scarlet. I know we said PlayStation 4 this year, but I'm open to like switching over, just in case like whoever's doing it better. Like I'm open to switching over. But I'm excited. It's just games like Red Dead still look so good, you know? And it's just like, how are you going to make that look any better? The only limitations I see with playing Red Dead is just sometimes you do lose those frames. So it just feels, it feels like it is forced. Like you said, it does feel a little forced, and it feels like it's too soon, but like, no, it's about that time. So we're just going to have to see.
Yeah. Well, this is a rare occasion because never before have we had two main topics on an episode.
Really?
But we do. So We're gonna do a brief link. Well, maybe not brief. I don't know. It's like 2 o'clock. I'll see how long I can stay alive for. But a Link's Awakening review, and then talking about the Nintendo Switch Lite. But yeah, let's do the Zelda Link's Awakening
Ooh.
review first.
I haven't
So
played
have
it.
you
I
gone in on
just
this?
got it. No, I just got it. It's sitting right next to me. I got the Dreamers edition of it. It's in this beautiful box. I
Is it
have a
legit?
poster with it. You know what, you guys? After this episode, this is probably gonna come out before this is edited. I will do a box opening for WiiTalk, so now I can see what's
Yes.
going on.
I really want to see that.
It's
Don't
it's
even put it
dope.
on the channel. Just email it to me, and then it'll be exclusive content. Make a Patreon. I'll pay $5 to see it.
That means everybody got to
Yeah,
pay.
that's it.
Yeah, then everybody got to pay $5. Just to see.
No, just me. Just
Yeah,
me. Just make it private to me. Just send me the link only. No one else.
Yes, I made $5 off a video. Now I can do it professionally forever. But dude, I mean, so the Switch Lite came out when? Today too?
Yeah, they both came out today, but we'll do Link's Awakening first. So I'm about 5 hours in, I think.
Oh, you lucky.
So I'm nearing the halfway point
Wow.
because you have to get. I'm not sure if you've played the original Link's Awakening. You have to get like
a little
8
bit
of.
here and there.
Yeah, you have to get 8 instruments to wake up the windfish so you can escape from the island.
Okay.
So it's all about collecting these instruments. So you go through dungeons to get them at the end. So I've currently got 3. I'm about to get the 4th. So yeah, I'm approaching the halfway mark.
Okay. It looks
So
absolutely gorgeous. Like the art direction is phenomenal.
oh yeah, it drops frames
Ooh.
like absolute hell. Like it's
Ooh.
worse than the demo I played, which like very upset me because like the demo I was like, oh, it's not that bad. I couldn't see past it. It genuinely seems like it's gotten worse in this.
That
But it's
ain't
only
good.
in certain areas. It's only in Maidville is the main thing,
Mhm.
and then there's like some when you're near water because water looks beautiful in this
Yeah.
game, but it sucks
Is it
so
just
much life
the
from it.
Switch just trying to render out that color, or the just trying to get everything on one screen to look good? Like, what do you think it is?
It could be. I don't know, but like they've definitely like downscaled it as well because looking at it, like character models look a little rough around the edges, and
Okay.
there's a lot of like dodgy looking assets. So they've like I don't even know because it's not an intense game. Like I'd say, Breath of the Wild looks possibly better than it. So I think like the main thing is like the lighting is just killing it because there's a lot of heavy lighting in this game. It plays
Yeah.
a massive part in it. So like I feel like the lighting is just like killing the frame rate, which I don't
Yeah.
know why because they could have easily fixed that by just like making the lighting less
Intensity.
intense.
Yeah, intense.
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
So my first statement was it's super gorgeous. This is just based off of what I've seen on YouTube and like the the artwork that I've seen. So I'm thinking like, okay, maybe that's exactly how it looks in the game. But you're telling me, you're playing on Switch Lite, right?
No, I'm just playing on normal Switch.
On the normal Switch, are you playing in handheld or are you playing on TV?
Docked on TV at the
Docked
moment.
on TV.
I haven't
That's
gone into
even
handheld yet.
Yeah, that's even worse to hear. I mean, I'm gonna have to really see it for myself. I'm not saying you're probably wrong. No, I'm gonna have to just see it for myself because that's crazy. That's really crazy.
It's nothing that ruins the game. Like it's
Right.
still beautiful,
Yeah.
but it makes me think that $60 price tag should be a little bit closer to 40.
But
if
I
I'm
think
being
as a
honest.
remake, it should be. You know?
Yeah, Nintendo do have a habit of, especially with the Switch, overpricing their remakes. But
We love them
like-
anyway, so we're gonna get the games anyway.
oh yeah. Like we can never say a bad thing about Nintendo. We're legally obligated not to insult them.
Yeah, they're paying us.
Yeah. No, you can't confirm it. No.
Oh no! Oh, there it goes.
But other than the frame rate, I would say everything in this game is incredible. Near perfect, I would say.
Nice.
The combat feels great.
Nice.
It in terms of actual graphics, like it looked like screenshots look really good.
Mhm.
And frame rate's only an issue in like 2 or 3 little areas.
Okay.
Um, the sound design is like probably my favorite part of it so far. Like weirdly, like
Should you play
I'm
with
really,
headphones?
really liking all the music. I've not played with headphones, but I just say like usually I'll play games whilst listening to like a podcast or music. I would say at least for your first like sit down, like your first couple of hours with it, headphones off or like in the console, and just listen to the music and Link's footsteps and the sound effects of all your things that are going off. It's so good. They've outdone themselves with sound design this time.
Yeah,
Um,
dude, I'm so excited to finally play it.
yeah. Level design, especially in the dungeons, is interesting. It can be a little challenging at times, and it
Mhm.
feels like it can be a little unfair.
Okay.
Which is definitely it's a scar from its Game Boy games when they couldn't make things so complicated and they couldn't like plan things so precisely, and they've definitely left that in, which I'd rather they did than like tried to polish it and make it like unfaithful.
Mhm.
So there's sometimes where like enemies will trap you in corners and there's literally nothing you can do, but at the same time that just adds challenge to the game,
Yeah.
and like extra challenge shouldn't really be a bad thing a lot of the
No,
time.
and I think that's an issue we always run into with like Dark Soul games. It's like, are they too hard? No, I mean if it's fair and it's like, no, it's just a challenging game, you should be all right.
Yeah, that's definitely a big part of it.
Good.
But yeah, you can only like block in one direction. So if there's one
Mhm.
enemy with a spear in front of you and one enemy with a spear behind
Pick
you,
your poison.
you're probably gonna die. But honestly, it's a lot of fun. I'm really, really enjoying it.
Awesome.
And I can't wait to finish it because I'm definitely seeing it through to the end.
Yeah.
Um,
So many games I got to beat myself, but yeah, definitely this game it has to get beaten.
Also, all the characters like they have this like insanely nice charm to them. Like it
Mhm.
just the whole game feels so friendly. I don't know.
Does it does it feel dreamy though?
Oh, it feels dreamy. Like
Okay.
there's some weird stuff in this game
Okay.
that like definitely makes it gets even more than the Game Boy version. It
Mhm.
pushes through this Link is dreaming whole thing. Like it's definitely got
Yeah.
that to it.
Yeah. Great. I really can't wait to play it. I really can't.
It is very solid. It's a very good game. If I
Mhm.
had to rate it GCSE rating scale, I'd probably give it
A 4.
a 4. Yeah, a solid 4.
You guys got to watch the last episode to get that joke, okay? The bonus episode.
Or the E3 episode will
Oh
also
yeah, the
do
E3
because I
episode.
rant about it on
Or
that
you
as
got to
well.
live in Britain. Like
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I'd give this a solid 4. So
so you don't know what it
try
is.
try and tell me my opinion's wrong because you're wrong
Yeah.
because my opinion could be anything. Even I don't know. Jesus Christ. But yeah, I'm loving this game. I guess we'll do like an update on it next episode when you've played a bit more of
Yo,
it.
yeah, of course, of course. We'll knock it out. Nintendo Switch Lite. How are we liking that?
Well, so I haven't got it yet. I'm getting it on
Oh.
Monday
Oh, okay.
because of money and stuff.
Mhm. What? What
Because
is
of like
money?
when paydays fall. I've never had money in my, I don't know, I'd heard before. I don't know what you're talking about. What's money?
What is money? It's just a entity that
What's
we
money?
entertain.
Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt
but
me.
you're working,
I'm
right?
cutting
So
that
you're
out.
making your money. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
I got a
yeah.
job, boys. But yeah, so I get paid on Monday. I managed to use like the last of my money to get Link's Awakening. So I think I'm getting the Switch
Priorities.
Lite on Monday. So I'll
Mhm.
report back on that. But I went to game to pick up Link's Awakening, and they had like the Nintendo Switch Lites out like behind them, and
Mhm.
they had them like in boxes, and then there was like each color was out of the box, and they had like a display version, and the one behind the counter was like, "Do you want to hold one?" And I was like, "Yep," which was a dangerous move because if I wanted to, I could have just like walked away, and they couldn't have done anything to stop me.
Yeah.
So there was no like chain on it. There was no like don't steal this metal grip. There was no like there was nothing. I could have literally just like slowly walked backwards and they would have just had to accept it.
Well, that's totally the difference between our countries because we don't have. I've not even seen a Nintendo Switch Lite yet, and I'm pretty sure they'll never put one out for somebody to just grab it and play it right now.
I feel like I just have a very trusting face, you know? I
Oh,
feel
okay.
like people inherently trust me.
Oh, okay.
It's why we're such good friends.
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, yeah.
but
Totally.
I held it. First of all, the blue version looks insane. Like it looks so beautiful. That's
Isn't it
definitely the
like
one I'm gonna be getting.
our WiiTalk logo blue, like that babyish blue?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, like a turquoise almost. So
Oh,
that's definitely gonna
oh,
be the
okay.
one I'm going for. It feels good. Like I thought it was gonna feel a bit cheap and like a bit like the Wii U gamepad.
Yeah.
It doesn't. Like it
No.
feels so comfortable, more comfortable than the normal Switch, I'd say.
That's what I would
And
think.
yeah, and the first thing I said when I held it was how light it was.
Mm-hmm.
Like obviously it's called the Switch Lite, but like it's like probably about half the weight of the normal Switch,
Wow.
which is just it feels good. It feels just intuitive. It feels nice. Would be better if it had a hinge on it. Is all I was thinking.
Yeah. Okay.
But no, like legit, like it feels so good. I can't wait to get my hand
Oh,
because it's just
dude.
it's high quality stuff. Nintendo have knocked it out of the park with
I'm
this.
and I'm the funny thing is I've been thinking more and more about getting one because it's so portable, but it's like where Curtis, where would you play it? Like you're not gonna go. I'm at the legal age. I'm not gonna go to the bar and pull this out and start playing. Like I'm not gonna do that. Like that doesn't mean I always go to the bar, but it's like I'm not gonna go somewhere and pull this thing out and start playing it. I'm not gonna lay in bed and play it because if I'm at my house, like I'm gonna want to play it on the TV. So that's the only thing I'm like, man, it looks so great. Like I would love to, and it's smaller too, right?
Yeah, significantly. Like
Significantly
much,
smaller.
much smaller.
Yeah.
But
So,
like in the best way, it just feels good.
mm-hmm.
But the thing that I'd say, like, I use my Switch like pretty much. Oh, I just kicked my mic. But I use my Switch anytime I'm out of the house. Like, I'll take it with me if I'm going anywhere,
Yeah.
just in case like I want to do a bit of gaming, which I usually end up doing. But I always feel like, I think it's mostly because of the detachable Joy Cons.
Mm-hmm.
I always feel scared that I'm gonna break it.
Yeah.
Whereas just from like the couple minutes that I got with the Switch Lite, I can definitely tell that I'm not gonna have that fear with it. And so like my plan is once I get it, just to have my like my normal Switch permanently in the dock, like never take it out the dock, and have the Switch Lite as my portable one, and
Right.
just have like the same cloud saves, the exact same save data on both of them, just so I can basically finish, like get up to a certain point in a game on the Switch, and then just pick it up from the same point on the Switch Lite, which I'm pretty sure you can do,
Okay.
and in fact I'm certain you can do,
Mm-hmm.
and just because you can do it through cloud saves, and the games that don't, I think there is like a feature where you can have the save data between the systems if you set one as primary and the other as secondary. But yeah, I'm super excited to do that. Like
Yeah.
that's just gonna be perfect. I'm going on a 7 hour car drive next weekend,
Oh, that's the perfect. That's the
so
perfect time to
that
use it.
is perfect time to test it out. Perfect time to give it a go.
And I don't know where
So
you
I'm
go
super
where you
excited.
end up playing it because literally the only time I really play my Switch portable is when I am traveling. But I always bring it. I always bring my Switch, and I'm like, and I always end up just not playing it. Like I'm like, I'll go to my friend's house where we do the content for the dojo, and I'll just bring my Switch. I just end up not playing it either because we're just busy doing that. But what are you at school when you play it?
Some I think I've taken it to school once,
Mm-hmm.
and then like everyone was like, "Oh, can I play Mario Kart?"
Oh,
And
that's
I
too
didn't want to
much.
like just be passing about my Joy Cons to everyone.
Yeah,
So I sort of I don't want to do that too much.
yeah.
So like I take it to theatre rehearsal, and whenever I have like half an hour, I play a bit of Smash Bros or whatever.
There you go.
On the train, I played it a lot at Birmingham when I went to that Insomnia event, just like in queues and on the train. And
Yeah, that's a
I
good
got to the
time to
event
do
like
it.
2 hours early, so I just
Yeah.
sat by like the most beautiful lake I've ever seen and just played Breath of the Wild for a couple hours,
Ah,
which was great.
beautiful
Um,
view of the game, beautiful view of the lake. Well, yeah, that's a
yeah,
good time to. Yeah, that's a really good time to play it. But I would love to get the Switch Lite. I just knew I need to like be like, all right, Curtis, well, you're gonna have to play it portably,
Yeah.
so you're gonna have to accept that.
There's also times where I just because my TV is like the perfect angle for me to like play a game in bed,
Mm-hmm.
but often I will just like undock the Switch and just play it in handheld mode because it's just like when it's late at night, I don't want to be like having to like prop my head up with pillows and like looking at my TV. I just want to like hold something where it's comfortable. I want to be able to turn over, just
Yeah,
have a bit of freedom with it. So that's
that's what
definitely,
you said.
yeah, on the toilet, things like that. Just
Yep, that I think that's a yeah.
but it seems to be it's selling like outrageously quick here in the UK. Like,
Is it really?
it's selling quick.
I believe that. I believe it's gonna sell. I think, man, Christmas time, man. Look, if
Oh,
they
that's gonna be.
dude, if they do this Pokemon one they've been talking about, yo, Pokemon and that thing is gonna sell out the wazoo. And Legend of Zelda, Link's Awakening is some of the what? Check out new from what? He's dead. How? What?
Wait, what?
Yeah, I am so sorry. Like it popped up on Spotify that check out new music from Tupac. I'm like, how? How?
That doesn't seem right.
Y'all have is a studio in his coffin? What? My bad. Yo.
Oh my god.
I was just my bad.
Jeez.
Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening is the perfect game to have on the Switch Lite. I think.
I thought you were saying Link's dead. I was like, how dare you spoil it? I don't know how that's it.
No. I'm looking like Tupac music. Like how?
I'll insert some into the podcast. People can get a listen. This has become a piracy.
Right.
medium. He's dead. What's he gonna do?
Yeah, Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening is the perfect game to have on the Switch Lite right now. I think it's perfect.
Yeah.
It's the perfect time to come out.
Yeah, you can go on your own Zelda adventure. The Switch Lite.
Yeah.
Go to the skate park, go to a rock climbing, go to a rooftop, do all the things in the advert. Yeah, it's a thing. But yeah, I'm super excited for that.
All right.
So
Don't play in class. Pay attention in school, kids.
No. Yeah, I'm failing in everything. No, I'm actually pretty good at the moment.
He said,
Like my grades dropped a bit last year, but I'm back on. Oh, I've got a new. This is so off topic, but I've got a new teacher for travel and tourism, which is like basically BTEC geography.
BTEC geography.
Yeah, it's just better than geography, and honestly, it's basically like instead of like I don't know why I'm talking about this on the podcast, but instead of like a strict like lesson structure, it's basically just like having a conversation about Chernobyl with your mate.
Mhm.
That's just what it feels like. It's very casual. Very good teacher. Shout out to Mr. Blazak.
Hey man, you get your shout out on this amazing show. There you go.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll send this to him, and he will never listen to it. Yeah, I will report back on the Switch Lite next episode, and then we'll also talk about Link's Awakening.
Link's Awakening. Heck yeah, let's do it.
So, are you ready?
I'm not
for
ready
the
for
segment
you.
That changes theme song every time.
Yeah, I'm not ready for any more people eating games.
Mystery item. Roll theme song. Did you hear the? Yes. I'm gonna sample that and make it the. Did you? I'll put that new Tupac song on.
Oh God!
Did you hear the theme song I put for it last month?
Yeah, I did.
It was good.
It was good. It was really
very
good.
Strong.
It was really good.
Just the all-star sample that just like has the reverb turned up. I was very proud of it.
Right. You're such the musical engineer. You know what? Tupac might need you in that coffin.
Oh, jeez. Right. Let me just find what I'm talking about, and then we'll get back into this. Right.
Oh man, but yeah, last week it was some dude ate. What was it? Ocarina of Time? Did he eat Ocarina of Time?
Yeah, so last month it was a guy who his friend wanted to eat the 3DS version of Ocarina of Time to have the game part of him, like in his blood,
In his blood.
transfused with him,
Yeah.
like an idiot.
Like
This,
an
so we,
idiot.
yeah, so we made fun of it very heavily. So it's a very light-hearted segment if you want to go listen to. I thought we'd mix it up a bit. It's not going to be just about like making fun of. So this one might be a bit more serious.
Okay.
It's not like murder or anything like that, but if you're easily offended, by there's no really way to describe it, but if a certain word's going to upset you, maybe don't listen to this. It's nothing racist, it's nothing
Oh.
homophobic, anything like that. It's slightly ableist. So this isn't a thing that officially Nintendo did. Like,
Uh-huh.
this isn't a fan. This is. So, have you played the game Mario Party 8?
Mario Party 8. I might have. Oh, yeah, I played it.
Yeah, it was on the Wii.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna read out a quote from this game because this is also, we've talked about this before. This is a massive divide in UK and USA audiences, just because of like what different words mean in different territories, which is
Yeah.
why this was let slip.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna read out this to you, and you're gonna tell me if any of these words stand out to you for any reason. So this is a quote from Kamek when it's on a train mini game and he flips all the carriages around. So, Magic Cooper Magic, turn the train spastic, make this ticket tragic. I feel bad just saying it. Does any word there stick out to you for any reason?
Say it one more time.
Oh god. Magic Cooper Magic, turn the train spastic, make this ticket tragic.
You know what? No. Like, what, it's spastic?
Yep. It's
like spastic. Okay.
So I've watched in the article, does in America does spastic basically mean something like excitable or like shaking or something like that?
Okay, so if you guys don't know, my grandma's actually from the UK, so
Yeah.
I've heard her say it, but when I hear her say it, I've always interpreted. I've always
Doesn't paint
interpreted.
your grandma in a great light.
Oh my dude, you don't even know like the things she comes up with.
Oh my god.
I'm like, where is that? What? Like, especially when she's watching football, that's soccer, American people. Especially
Yeah.
when she's watching that, it's so many things. But yeah, spastic, from what I've heard about it, or when she says it, it seems like it's just a person that's just nuts, crazy.
Well, it's basically in the UK, it's an ableist slur for someone who suffers from cerebral palsy.
That's very
Which,
direct.
yep. Because so it's very, very extremely offensive in the UK,
Oh.
especially like modern day. Maybe not so much in the past.
Yeah.
But in the US, I'm pretty sure it just means something like excitable or like
Yeah.
shake or like a bit dumb.
Exactly.
But in the UK,
Yeah.
it's insanely offensive and it's
Yeah.
a massive insult. So that was in Mario Party 8. And it was in the American localization, which they just sent over to the UK, and they were like, yeah, it's fine. Which it turned out not to be fine when a mother was playing the game, saw it, and reported it to Nintendo, having her son just died from cerebral palsy a few months prior.
Oh, goodness.
So,
Oh, goodness.
That blew up. Like, that went insane. And so the game was pulled from store shelves, pulled off the Wii shop for a good amount of time, and then it was changed to, I can't remember what it was. I'll just quickly look it up. It's not on this article.
Okay. Well,
just give me a second.
yeah. Well, from just hearing it, yeah, that's an issue. I mean, and that's just really lazy on Nintendo's part, not kind of like looking at that and kind of having maybe British natives kind of look at that, UK natives kind of look at that and see that, because we do have certain words that we do look at a little differently. I know for sure, like one thing that I have to get used to, even when I see my family over there, is like when they use, I'm not going to say it because it's a terrible word, but the C word, like over
Yeah,
there means a
it's
little bit,
common.
yeah, it's more common, but when we hear it here, it's like, okay, I'm probably going to shoot you, all right? Like,
But yeah, like you like don't like that word over there, and like it's
no,
very common, especially up in Scotland, and even like all the podcasts that I listen to are Australian. It's just like thrown around a bunch. Like it's
like
not
it's
that
nuts.
uncommon.
It's not, it's like, oh yeah, he's a good little, and I'm like, what?
So they recalled the game and then re-released it a couple months later with it changed to Magic Cooper Magic, make this train erratic. So
Erratic.
just literally just swapping the word out. But now, so and literally a direct result from that incident is now that Nintendo of Europe, Nintendo UK, and Nintendo America all translate and localize their games differently
Mm-hmm.
with different teams and different companies, which
Mm-hmm.
is the right way to do it. Because
Mm-hmm.
like even within the same language, like American English is different to normal human English. For some
Normal
reason, you've
human
all
English, you
co-opted
said it
it.
right.
Yep. For some reason, you've all co-opted it and made it worse.
We did. We did.
So, congratulations, Kai. So I
I
blame
know.
you specifically.
I know. I know me
Um,
specifically being from where I'm from. Yes, we're terrible. We're
Also,
absolutely terrible.
what the hell is up with Fahrenheit? The worst form of measuring temperature.
Oh, Fahrenheit. Hey, and you know what's funny is like it really does make sense to us. Like
No, it
it
doesn't. It actually makes me sad.
it really, because when I think about it, it's like it's a, because over there it's like, oh well, it's 16. People be like, it's 16. I ain't going outside then. Like it's 16?
Yeah,
16. But if you
but
think,
like,
oh, it's 100, well, I'm not going outside then because that's hot, yo. Like,
yeah,
Jesus.
but
That's why I
but
think of
like
Fahrenheit.
with Celsius, this is so off topic, but I feel like that's what this segment is. But with Celsius, it'll be like 0 is freezing, 100 is boiling. Like that's straight off the bat. You've got a great. That's your boundary. Like it's actually set up in a way that works instead of just because Fahrenheit just seems random. It seems like someone's gone. This temperature is 60. This one's 120. Base the rest off that. Like it doesn't make sense to me.
Okay, if it's 100 degrees Celsius, doesn't that mean it's like, I might sound stupid. It doesn't it mean it's like a thousand degrees outside, like damn near, like it's really really hot, or is it really really cold?
Well, 100 degrees Celsius is literally like water is evaporating. Like it's like turning to smoke or steam or whatever.
Yeah,
I
like
could actually look
the
up the
end of the world is
conversion.
coming, right?
100 degrees Celsius to Fahrenheit. 100 Celsius is 212 Fahrenheit.
Dude, that's like the oven. Like that that's
And
very
it's not
bad.
like that outside.
No, it's not like
Um,
that outside, but when you say
so,
to me
like,
100 degrees Fahrenheit, I understand that's still freaking hot. I know exactly what that means.
it always takes me by surprise, though, because we were talking about, for some random reason, denim jackets the other day.
Yeah.
And you were like, oh, I can't wear it anymore because it's like 120 degrees over here, and whatever you said. What the hell? Like, are you all right?
It was, well, okay, so I'm originally from California, which is the western side of America, but now I live in Texas, which is the southern. And I mean, we've had 100 degrees days Fahrenheit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, in like consistently, like it's been boiling. And it's going to be like this until about December probably. And
Let me have a look at that in Celsius.
yeah,
That's 37 Celsius. That's like
37.
pretty hot. That's like a strong heat wave
Yeah,
over
now
here.
you kind of see where I'm coming at when it comes to that, right? Like
Absolutely.
it's hot, dude. It's really hot, and then you have humidity down here in the south, so it's even worse. It feels like it's 130 outside. In your car, it's like my car is all black, so it's like I get in there and
Oh,
I'm a light skinned brother. I come out there looking like like some street. Like I come out there looking pretty black. I come out looking like a shadow. Like, I'm pretty burnt.
An average an average summer temperature over here in the UK is 30 Celsius, which I've looked it up, and that's 86 Fahrenheit.
86, yeah. Which is still like pretty hot for you guys, right?
Yeah, that's like a decent amount.
I wish it was 80 something here. I wish it was 86 degrees here. Trust me, I wish. I wish.
So that's been the story of the time Nintendo accidentally put a slur in one of their games.
Okay, so let's actually talk about that for like a few minutes. I think let's actually talk about that. I think that it got dealt with right, and it was. I'm guessing it was dealt with swiftly. I'm guessing so, but
I think it was pretty quickly because it's a massive. It's like it's a word that everyone knows over here. So like, the moment it was noticed, someone would have like reported it.
Yeah, right.
And, like it would have been solved pretty quickly. And they record all copies of the game. I think there's like you can still find some on eBay that are like the UK print with the word spastic in it, which is like they're really rare and they sell for quite a lot. Which
why would you want the game like that's you're just spending extra money for a game that has that switches one word. I mean that's ridiculous.
It's a collector's item. I'd like to say I see the appeal. I'm playing devil's advocate. It's but
yeah. I mean,
I feel like
it was quick. I mean, it was quick and like I know people were probably online like, why would Nintendo even think about that? But I mean, sometimes companies are gonna make that kind of mistake. It just depends on how quick they can handle that and how much responsibility they take in of that. So like you said, from what happened, like after what happened, how did Nintendo act? Well, now they have the Nintendo EU really look. You said Nintendo EU, right?
Yeah, and the UK one.
And the UK one, I think they're really looking at localization now, like heavily now. Like they're not just gonna let another copy of another copy of we were talking about Mario Party kind of slip under them without kind of looking it over. So really positive stuff to come out of it.
Yeah, definitely. I would have loved it if they just doubled down and just like made every word horrifically offensive. Just like, you find that mean snowflakes? Try this on for size. I just like really gone for it.
Oh
That's
my
the British
goodness.
approach, I feel.
That would be, especially in a Mario game, that would be very surprising to a lot of people. They'd be like, wow, okay. Mario racist. Oh my goodness.
God, so many things came out today. Tetris 99 physical version, Switch Lite, Link's Awakening, Lego Jurassic, something called Songbird Symphony, Ni no Kuni, Wrath of the White Witch.
Wow.
A bunch of stuff.
And there's a few things coming out next week.
Yeah, we got Dragon Quest 11 on Switch. We got FIFA 20. We got Darksiders 2 on Switch. We got Dead by Daylight on Switch. A lot of Switch stuff happening.
A lot of Switch ports over. Yeah.
Ghostbusters the video game remastered.
Oh my god.
Spooky.
Ray, when someone asks you if you're a legend, you say yeah. Nobody's seen that movie? Okay, cool.
No.
You haven't seen that movie?
Which movie?
The Ghostbusters movie.
The original one.
Yeah. Oh, I said it wrong. It's like, Ray, if someone asks you if you're a god, you say yes. That's the line.
I haven't seen it in years. It's been a while.
Yeah.
I need to rewatch that. I'll probably rewatch that soon.
Yeah, it was pretty good movie.
The remake that they did in like 2016 really like ruined my view of it for
me.
Oh
no, it was bad. It was the one with all the women in it.
Yeah, and there were like 3 dance sequences.
Feminist.
The worst.
Nah, we were all for women. We're all for women in games, but that was just a bad game mechanically.
Yes.
Yeah, it wasn't because women are in it. We love Horizon Zero Dawn. We love it. We love it.
Great game.
A woman that is fully clothed and just a complete badass. We love it.
It's kind of bad that I'm trying, but I can't think of any other games that have like a female lead. Like that's something that we need
Bayonetta.
more of. Oh yeah, Bayonetta,
No,
of
we have.
course.
You know what? Now we have a good bit. You have Bayonetta. You have Tomb Raider. Uh,
Oh yeah,
ooh, there's a Resident Evil one, isn't there? There's a Resident Evil female.
I've never played Resident Evil. I need to get on that. Like I
Yeah,
really do.
yeah.
You
There's
can
another one.
select to play as a female character in multiple
Control.
games. So,
Control.
yeah, that's apparently great.
Yeah. Apparently that game is amazing. I have not had any time to really, get around to. You know what? Legend of Zelda. I haven't had this conversation with you. Legend of Zelda is Zelda's kind of the main protagonist.
I think we've had this conversation
Have we?
3 times.
We did
All of which on the podcast.
on this podcast.
Yeah.
I just think it's amazing that like I really can make sense of that. Like I think she's the main
You're
character.
obsessed with that fact.
Because it's like there's so many things about Zelda, Legend of Zelda, that people just don't get. It's like, look, Link is not Zelda. They're not in love with each other. And she's the main protagonist.
Yes.
And people
Apart
don't
from-
get it.
The thing is, I feel like the one thing that discredits that slightly would be Link's Awakening not having Zelda in it.
Yeah, that
having
is true.
Turin instead.
He's dreaming about
So, like, I
another
feel
girl.
like-
Ooh, no.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, drama.
Skeezer.
Oh god. Someone should tell her.
Someone should tell her. I wouldn't. She has magic powers. I mean, she held off Ganon for so long, for like 100 years.
Yeah, that's insane. Like that's genuinely incredible.
I really couldn't make up how. I was like, how'd she do that? That is ridiculous.
It's mental, and she didn't age.
She didn't age, but wouldn't she? Ain't she low key kind of dead? Kinda. Like, do you ever really
yeah.
die in Legend of Zelda? Do you ever really die in any Nintendo games like that? Like,
Have we ever had like? That's a fair question. Death.
Death.
Like a character like has gone and not come back. In fact, I can't really even think of like a case in many games where like a main character has died and not come back. Oh, I guess it happens with like Aunt May in Spider-Man or Arthur in Red Dead 2.
You know, that game is
It
still
happens all the time
fairly
in most
new.
games.
You know, you just kind of ruined that, but okay.
Oh, if people care, they've played it. That's why once a game's a year old,
It's just
grow up.
let it go. Let it go.
Yeah.
Just
If you care about spoilers after a year, get a hold of yourself.
like I still be when I podcast, I still be like I'll be talking about Skyrim. I'll be like, I don't really want to spoil that, and it's like, bro, the game is like 10 years old at this point.
Yeah, but it's still being released on every.
Oh yeah, you're gonna be able to pick up a freaking rock and play Skyrim.
Oh, one day. It's just every E3, Todd Howard comes out on stage and he goes, "That's right, guys. Now you can play Skyrim on your fridge," and it's like a whole new thing.
Was that your Was that your like American accent?
It was my Todd Howard.
Oh, okay. Because
my
I was like,
American
that
accent.
was bad. Like that wasn't. And you're in drama or something, like theater.
Well, I was in Greece in 2018,
Oh, God.
and I had to do an American accent, and it was apparently pretty good.
Really?
Although, like, I'm not gonna. Should I do it?
Yeah, go. I really want to hear your like honest American accent.
Right, hang on. Okay, I need to think of one of the lines. Right. I just started taking lessons this summer. That was atrocious. I've not still got it.
Are you
That was the
are you some dude named Brad from Michigan or something? Is that your?
Kind of. Well, my name was Doody, so that was.
Oh man.
So, yeah, I used to be able to make it kind of subtle. That was almost it, I guess. But yeah, it's been a year. Like this is my first time trying to.
Oh my god.
Yeehaw!
Oh my god, that is hilarious.
But at one point in the show, we were doing it, and like, because you have to keep the accent up the whole time,
Yeah.
and so like, it just sort of like became natural, and then like halfway through, it kind of sank into Donald Trump, and I was just sort of Trump for like a couple of lines, and then I had to sort of snap out of it, and it was a mess.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. Oh my god.
So yeah, that's
What can I get out of you next podcast? Oh my god, that was funny. Yeah, you're totally Brad from Michigan.
It's 2:45, so what accents can you do?
I can probably do a little bit of a British one because like of the guy that I watch the podcasting that he does for Manchester United. So he's like, bloody Phil Jones, what's a prat? What's a prat? It's hilarious.
That was worse than my American one. That's the worst thing I've ever heard.
Or he's
if
like,
you're trying to do something from Manchester, it sounds a bit like this.
They do talk like that, but he's from like where you're from though. Like, aren't you from the Midlands or something?
Yeah, the Midlands.
Yeah, he's from there.
How did you know that?
I think because me and you talked off podcast before.
Oh yeah, that's fair.
Yes.
I genuinely just got a bit scared. I was like, I don't remember telling you that.
How do you know where I'm from, American boy? So like, yeah, he's from there, and it's like, I always watch him, so he's just like, it just be funny. He's just like, and you all on Twitter, what are you bloody on about? I'm like, what?
Do you think is that what you hear when you hear Marvel?
When I hear your voice,
like, is that...
Yes, that's exactly what I hear.
Do your best impression of me.
Of you. Okay. I gotta think of something you would totally say.
Oh God.
Okay. Like, Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild is literally my favorite game of all time. Curtis, you don't like Pokemon Go. Oh, that's not good.
That's not good. Oh my God,
that's what I hear.
I don't know what to think. That's not even close. In the words of you pretending to be me, that's good.
I could probably play you in a movie.
No, don't.
I could just lose more weight, just like not eat for a while. How tall are you? Are you 5? Do y'all hold on? How do y'all use kilometers or some shit? To my bad, you have to go back and delete that.
I'm 5'8".
Okay, thank God.
We do feet.
Okay, good. Thank God, because I didn't want you to do whatever y'all do. What is it, centimeters or whatever? Like, when I'm playing Pez, it's annoying.
16 miles.
Yeah. How tall are you? About 18 miles. Okay, so I'm 5'10", so I would just have to play an older version of you. Because you'll get a little bit more growth spurt, probably. You'll get about my height, maybe. So, yeah.
And you could buy a wig.
I could. And the Harry Potter glasses. That'd be easy.
No. Right, my impression of you.
I can't wait to hear this.
Let me try and think of something you'd say. Dear, I'm a big dummy.
Oh, wow.
You walked right into that one.
No, I really did. Like,
no, okay, let me try and do one for real. Hey guys, I'm Kurt. No, that was.
You still sound British as. My voice doesn't sound deeper. Like, you went up like an optical there. Like,
hey, my name's Curtis. I can't do it. I can't do it. Yes. Right, hang on. Let me get in the mindset. Let me get in the. Right. I was really tempted. I was just like picturing myself screaming "Yeehaw," but it's 3 a.m. and I don't want to wake up everyone else in my house.
It's alright. I'm really hard to imitate. I understand.
I'm really hard to imitate. I
Oh
understand.
my God.
That was spot on. I think listeners are gonna have a very hard time trying to tell the difference there.
Oh yeah, man. You could totally play me in a movie.
I might just like copy and paste your audio file and like just like raise the pitch like slightly so it just sounds different enough for it to like conceivably be an impression
Yeah.
and make people think that I'm an expert impersonator.
Perfect.
used to be able to do like really good impressions. I used to be able to do like Winnie the Pooh and stuff. Like,
Mm.
I'm not gonna try it because it sounds bad on mic, and I probably still can't do it.
I
but,
can do a really good Scooby Doo impression.
I want to hear this.
I'm gonna back up from the mic. Hold on. Raggy.
Oh my god, that
It
was spot on.
was pretty dope, right?
That was sick.
Yeah, like I was sitting in my room one day and I did it, and I said, "Holy crap, I can do it."
I don't think I can do it anymore, but I used to do a really good Rick impression. Morty, Morty, we gotta get back to the time machine, Morty.
Oh, that's actually very close. That is.
It's pretty
yeah.
good.
It's actually very close.
It's just because me and my mates joke about it so much that
You kind of caught on to it.
it's- yeah, because my mate can do a really good Morty impression as well, and so like I picture him just like sat in his room for 2 hours, like not letting himself out until he
Gets it
the
right.
Impression.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
just, Rick, I don't know about this. Just sounded more like Shaggy, but
A little bit. I can do a little bit of Mickey Mouse. A little bit. That's
I
a
wanna
funny
hear
voice.
this.
Okay. I'm gonna do a Kingdom Hearts Mickey Mouse one.
Okay.
Oh, Sora. Hold on. Oh,
God.
oh, Sora, we gotta get the Keyblade.
What about this? Oh boy.
No, the
Dude,
one
that was way too loud.
the one that be killing me is on Family Guy when he's like, yeah, you can like hear, I know it's a PG show, but he's like, you can hear him doing it in the walls, and he's like, ha 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 ha. I'm like, what?
God.
Oh god, it's 9. It's almost 9 here, and I know it's about to be 3 there. We're about to do an hour and 30-minute podcast.
Yeah. Well, I feel like this has been the perfect thing. This whole thing could have been a spin-off podcast, where we just talk about.
No,
life
I
and
told you
stuff.
we need to do. I know I haven't got. It's me who hasn't got around to it, but we need to do one where we just talk back and forth about UK stuff, Brexit,
I mean, if we
Donald Trump
if
stuff.
we ever if we ever do if we ever do well enough to do a Patreon, that could be like what we do. Like we could do like an
Yeah.
extra podcast, like bonus podcast every month,
That
where
would
we
be.
just talk
That'd be great.
random stuff.
You guys got a
Like,
little
it's not
snippet
gonna
of
happen
how
yet.
funny we are. I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. This guy I followed, this just before we wrap this up, he's Captain Alex, and he does like custom Nintendo Switch stuff.
Mm.
So he bought like 3 Switch Lites, and first time he took one apart to try and figure out like how he can like do modifications and stuff, because he does like cool like shells and stuff. His tweet is just, I punctured the battery, it started smoking really badly, and I ran outside to ventilate it. Now the console is literally too hot to touch.
Wow.
So try not to open up your switches, Switch Lites, guys.
Yeah, because that thing is like the whole console is too hot to touch.
Yeah, that seems dodgy.
Ooh,
But
man.
should we wrap this up then?
Yeah. If
Thank
if
you so much
Yeah.
for listening to this episode of WiiTalk. If you have a Switch Lite, tell us what you think of it in the comments below. If you've played Link's Awakening, let us know what you think in the comments below. A whole bunch of stuff going on this channel. Stay tuned for Curtis's unboxing of Link's Awakening.
Yeah.
And also keep an eye out for a couple of things that I am working on, including a video on Breath of the Wild 2. Curtis, do you want to talk about anything or plug your Twitter or whatever?
Yeah. Yo, Curtis Russell with WiiTalk. Of course, I have my other channel called The Soul Dojo. You guys can follow me at Callie from the Dojo. And I'm about to jump on Legend of Zelda, and we're definitely going to do that unboxing like right after this episode.
So from me, you can go to Instagram and Twitter and follow at the Niall Edwards. That's at the Niall Edwards. Or you can go to youtube.com/Dr. Nintendo. Very, very soon, I'll have a video all about the Switch Lite coming up very, very soon. And then the week after that,
Follow
a video
Niall
about
if you
the
love
time.
Tame Impala, right? Follow
Yeah,
him.
oh
on-
yes,
on
yes, I post a
Instagram.
bunch of Tame Impala stuff on Instagram and Twitter, and Reddit. But yeah, so and next weekend I'm doing a video all about that time that Nintendo tried to sue Blockbuster Video and why it's starting to happen again with a branch of stores in the UK called CEX. and I reached out to a guy who's like very knowledgeable subject on Twitter, and I've got like a bunch of insider information in that video. It's gonna be absolutely incredible, and I've got a sponsor in it as well. So check that out. So yeah, stay tuned for that.
Really excited for that. Really excited. That sounds awesome. So yeah, man, that's been WiiTalk. We'll check you guys later. All right.
See you in a bit.
See you in a bit.
Bye.